Alrighty, hello guys, welcome your faces back to another video on my channel. Today we are back in Sprocket yet again, and today we're going to be designing a tank that I actually have in my head. So, the way this is going to work is we're going to have an engine and a driver in the front of the tank. From there, we're going to move backwards and have an exposed gun on the deck of the back of the tank. From there, we're going to have a gunner and a loader actually exposed as well, just either stood or sat on the back, and we'll go from there. So, let's go ahead and start building, and hopefully we can come up with something nice. Okay, so starting out, I actually want to make this thing maybe like 4 meters long. I know that's not like crazy long, but yes, 4 meters, so 4,000 millimeters. There we go. And honestly, I might leave the tracks pretty much exactly as they are. Although I am going to make them skinnier. So we're going to go down to 375 mil. There we go. All of these are then going to be made a little bit skinnier as well, obviously. And that's probably it. That's all we're really going to do with the tracks. Because that's not the most important part of this. Most important part is actually getting everything to fit inside. Okay, so this is our current situation. Obviously, I am going to have to move things around in order for this to work. And what I'm going to do straight away is drag this guy to there. Obviously, our engine stuff is going to be in the front because that's where the engine's going to be. But yes, we're going to go ahead and leave this pretty much like that. Kind of strange, but I think it's going to work out in the end. As for the tracks, the wheels themselves are actually going to be a lot smaller. We're going to go with these guys. That actually looks pretty good so far. And then we're going to try and actually give the suspension some work. It actually needs to do stuff. Yeah, what I mean by that is it actually needs some travel. So these guys can't be level. So we're going to have to... The length of these doesn't really matter. But what we do need to do is do the rest angle. So if the rest angle is up by like minus 20, then we need the height of it to go crazy as well. So we're going to do this. There we go. And that's probably good enough. We're also going to have it rear facing as well because we can. And that allows it to fit in just a little bit better. Awesome. The other thing I'm actually thinking with this as well is maybe it's a little bit too wide. So we're going to make it a lot skinnier. And then we're going to move these guys in as well, obviously, to make that fit. There we go. And now it's looking a lot more, I don't know, useful, I suppose. Alright, so we need a space for the driver. I think what I'm actually going to do is split this in half like this. And then I'm going to try and work on this side without doing anything to that side. Might be a little bit strange. And there we go. So driver's going to go in this side, and then engine is going to go in there, and hopefully that'll be fine. It does look a little bit strange, of course, but I guess it's always going to. So there you go. Also, like I said before, I really wish I could actually change the size of the steering wheel, but unfortunately that's not really a thing. So steering wheel is going to have to stay as long and as big as it currently is, which is, yeah, just a bit annoying. Going to push it in quite a bit though, so it's not poking through. And then I think I'm going to add some armor. Alright, so armor on all of these bits is 65. Down here, it is only going to be 50. There we go. On the sides right here, it is going to be like 25. And that's pretty much it. That's like all the armor we're going to do right there. If this side needs armor as well, which it does, that's also going to be 25. And I need to sort out the rear if I also can, which I think is going to be fine. Although I can't really see. You can't really see where this bit of the rear is, but it's essentially just going to be 15 back here as well. So let's go ahead and do 15. There we go, and that is awesome. We got all of our weight sorted out. All of our weight? All of our armor. The next thing I'm going to move to is the engine. We're going to make this a 1 liter, but an 10 cylinder. I was going to say 8, but actually 10. That makes sense. I'll bring this all the way forwards to here, and I'll try and shove it into position there. That looks good. Yes, and then I'm going to lower it down so that it actually fits within the tank. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so this is what it currently looks like. Obviously, we have the engine right there. We have where the driver is going to go right here. So let's go ahead and put the driver in. This is him. All right. So we do actually need to probably put some like floor panels and stuff in here. But for now, we'll be good. So legs forwards. Feet forwards, I should say. There we go. Feet forward to about there. Okay, he's in. Excellent. Sit height, he's going to come down a little bit. There we go. And I do think we need an internal floor, but for now he's going to sit pretty much like that. Alright, I'm going to edges again. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to split it right there. I'm then actually going to drag this guy forwards to here like this, and then I think this little section right here can actually have a hole in it. And another hole. There we go. And then the driver should be able to fit within there. At least I hope so. But it looks like he might be a little bit too big. He might be a tiny, tiny bit too big for this. Alright, dropping backwards slightly. That's good. Arms can come down a little bit. And we need to sort out his feet a little bit too. So, feet forward. Let's bring those backwards. There we go. He's in. Arms down as well as in, I guess. So, arm down. 20 degrees. 20 degrees on this one. And I don't know, is he in? Is that it? I don't know whether he fits. He doesn't really fit. Maybe if his right arm actually comes in quite a bit. There we go. So right arm is in quite a bit. He is sat there within the tank and he should be able to drive it. Let's go ahead and make him the driver. Here we go. So far so good. Yes. Alright, so what I'm thinking we do now is we actually go to the interior so we can see, obviously. We're then going to do this. Yes. Actually, I kind of want to be mirroring this. So let's do this on both of these. Yes. I'm going to move it this way just a little bit. I'm going to move it inwards or outwards a little bit like this. And this guy is going to go all the way over to this side like that. There we go. So hopefully this works out. That's going to control, obviously, the sprocket at the back. Because that's what powers the tank. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to move these guys down as well. Just a little bit. Going to move that guy down as well. Just a little bit too. And that's good. Okay, so we got loads of space in there. One thing that I do need to do, though, is actually give this guy either a seat or something that blocks him from all of this stuff. Because honestly, we really don't want to be impacted by this. So let's go to this. Here we go. This is going to be his seat. This is an interesting way of doing seats as well, just as a side note. I don't know if I can even grab this now. Seemingly not actually going to allow me to grab that. Never mind. Okay, where is it? Tracks? Yeah. So, grab one of these. I'm going to shove it there for now. Sorry, my dog is scratching in the background. We're going to do this. And we're going to do this. And then we're going to fit it in. Okay, so if we go to the interior now, he actually has a bit of a seat, which is something I don't normally do, to be totally honest with you guys, but I'm actually really happy with that. So we got a guy that is going to drive the tank. He is very much putting himself out there, as we've done before. I might actually build some armor around him, but for now, we'll leave him as is. The guns and stuff like that are going to go on the back. But before we do any of that, I think what I'm going to do is actually bring this guy backwards, both of these, backwards to here, and then we're going to lower all of this together. So yeah, if I can, I want to keep this somewhat level. There we go, that looks pretty level. Let's go to faces, delete this guy, and this guy. And then if I go to points, I can grab this one, and the two on the other side, and fix that together. There we go. From there, I might be able to drop it down, but I'm not sure. Whoa, that doesn't look good. Okay, so I was just thinking, what if we actually use this as some way of making some armor around this guy's head? I know it seems like a really ridiculous plan, but it might not be. So let's extrude this. Bring it up. Oh yeah, like that. Beautiful. And then I think I need to like extrude it again. Bring it upwards slightly. Is this a flaw? What is this? What is this piece that's just been added to the top? Maybe we can actually leave that in and that could be his roof. Yeah. And then I can put like a hatch in there. I do need to fill in this little gap right here that we've got left. So let's, I can't actually seem to select it. There we go. Select that one. And that one. And one of these. No, that didn't seem to work. Ah, maybe. Fill. There we go. All right, cool. Good. We then need to do something with this as well, but I don't know what it is. So I'm going to go through each of these. Oh, this is going to be a ridiculous plan, isn't it? Like, look at it. I can barely select anything that's going on here, and I don't really know what's going on here, but I need to go round the entire thing, and I need to flip it. So if I do this, what in the world is going on there? I don't really know. I'm going to have to undo it. Alright, so unfortunately, when I do flip this, it brings its own issues, which is super duper annoying. So I'm just gonna have to have it not flipped, and we're gonna have to leave it like that. Alright, so this is the driver's box, and this is where he is going to live forever. If I grab a hatch, I can shove one of these guys on there. However, it is upside down because of the way this is, which really sucks. So I'm gonna flip this over fully if I can. There we go, beautiful. And then I'm gonna have to move this into position, which is further forwards. I think I can leave it like that. I think so. So yeah, that's the driver's hatch. The driver's... I don't know. I don't know what this would even be called. So yeah, let's go ahead and give him one of these so that he can at least see, I suppose. That's what one thing drivers need. Actual vision. And what I'm going to do as well is bring this back. There we go. Going to drop it down slightly as well. Don't know where his face is, but there you go. That looks pretty good to me. Nice. Alright, so now that that's done, let me go ahead and run through this, because I essentially just want to put a bunch of, like, powertrain stuff in here, which is just, like, engine things, such as these guys. Honestly, I think that looks quite nice, just like that. I might drag this one slightly into this one a little bit. There we go, and then leave it sort of like that. There we go, yeah. I'm also going to actually drag this and make it smaller. And I'm going to put two of these in, so let's put one around here, and then the other one around there. Okay, so far so good. We're then going to need some exhaust stuff, so I might actually do something along the lines of this, which seems weird, but maybe it's not. Who knows? In fact, actually, if I do this, and I shove this actually off to the side... I don't mind that. I think that's okay. Although that will be blowing straight into the gunners. It will. Because they're going to go back there. That's fine. Okay, so here it is. This is the current situation we have. I'm actually going to go ahead and make this thing very tiny. There we go. And I believe this guy needs to go in there. So I'm going to just drag that in. There we go. So that is now in there. Very good. We're then going to go to this, and I'm not going to lie, I'm actually going to start deleting most of it. Delete that, delete this, delete that, delete this, and these guys as well. From there, we just have ourselves a little bit of a platform. So if I can, I'm going to drag these guys into each other. That's going to be awesome. There we go. I'm then going to drag this guy and this guy backwards, just like this. And then this guy and this guy forwards, just like that. There we go. Okay, cool. We're then going to drag this guy forwards a little bit. Going to drag it out to the side just a tiny bit too. And I would actually like all of it to be centered somewhat around that. There we go. Okay. So, if I now move the actual turret around, I think I can do that. I think I might need to go to this. There we go. And I drag that backwards. We can actually have one of those back here. That's fine. I am going to go to edges, and I am going to split this one. If possible. It doesn't seem to be letting me. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm trying to split it. Split? Is that doing anything? I don't think it's doing anything. I'm trying. It's not working. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Right, maybe drag this forwards. Go to edges again. Try again. I can't split it. What's going on? Oh, it was splitting. I was just doing it sort of wrong. Ah, that's kind of annoying. That's really annoying. I might actually have to split these ones. I don't know how that's going to work, though. If I try and split that, what happens? Is anything actually happening? I don't think anything's happening there, but if I split this one, that does work. And then what if I split this one? That doesn't do anything. I'm very confused. I'm not going to lie. I'm extremely confused. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is actually grab this guy up here, this guy down here, and I'm going to bring these guys together. I'm then going to go to this one, and I'm going to do the same thing here as well. There we go. What that should allow us to do is to actually turn this thing around if we need to, without it actually hitting into anything other than itself, if that makes any sense whatsoever. The other thing I'd like to do is to go down to here. Obviously, the depth of this is going to be pretty much 0, and then if I could... I want to go to this guy? No, I need to move that guy out of the way. this guy, and I'm actually going to make the height of the turret ring quite tall. Maybe not that high, actually, a little bit less. There we go. And then I'm going to move this guy into position. There we go. Right, okay, so it's slightly raised up. That seems pretty awesome. And then we should be able to build ourselves up around this as well. And that should be pretty good too. At least I hope so. In fact, I'm going to bring this in slightly, because I think that's a good idea. Also, it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually move them further apart. So that one could go that way a little bit. This one could come in this way a little bit. And then we might be more of a nicer shape, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. We're then going to build a gun on top of that, and that should be fine. Okay, so I was just looking at the tracks a little bit, and I'm thinking I actually want to make these guys a little bit bigger in diameter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that a little bit. There we go. I think I'm then going to drop those guys backwards a little bit, and I am going to lower all of it downwards. Just slightly like this. There we go. That then should allow us to actually add some, like, fenders and stuff, which should be pretty cool. But yes, we need to get back to making this guy. How are we going to do it? I'm not actually entirely sure. So, let's go ahead and extend this, so extrude it out to the side just a little bit. There we go. We're then going to extrude it upwards. Yes, just like this. And then I think I'm going to bring that back across. However, before I do that, I'm just going to grab this guy and this guy, and I'm going to do this. Okay, so far, so good. At least I think so, anyway. Gonna bring this up a tiny bit more. Very nice. And I think I'm gonna extrude it again. I just pressed fill. Don't know what that actually does in that situation. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know what that does in that situation. Anyway, extrude this. There we go. Bring it upwards like so. Then we're gonna extrude it again. Bring it across to the center. And that looks pretty good to me so far. We're then gonna get two guys, and I'm gonna try and sit them on this as if it's a bench. Okay, I think I might have underestimated how big the people are. These guys are huge. Right, can I put his feet down? How do I even do that? Sit angle doesn't really matter. I'm going to leave that at 0. Sit height? I guess I could increase that to like 400. And then like lower the guy down. So I'm going to do that there. 400, 400. Excellent. Drop this guy down until he's sitting on the seat. And we can leave it somewhat like that. I'm going to drop this guy's right arm. So right arm down. And this guy's left arm down. There we go. Okay, interesting. I still don't think this is a very good situation, but it's what we currently have. I'm actually going to go ahead and extrude this again. Yes, I'm going to drag this across. Before I do anything else, though, what I'm going to do is go to faces. Going to delete this guy, this guy. Oh, I only want to do it on one side, though. So, mirror, no. Delete this, and this. And then we should be able to go to points, grab that guy, and merge it with this guy, I think? Hang on, what's happening here? Grab that, merge it with this. There we go, right, good, that worked. Merge that with that, there we go. Merge this with this. Excellent, so far so good. And this with this, there we go. So now we actually have a center point right there. Excellent. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do as well is actually extrude this side out just a little bit like this, and I'm going to drag it upwards as if it's like an actual chair, I guess. I'm going to extrude it again, drag it sideways a little bit more, and that's not really working out, is it? Not really. Extrude this a tiny bit more, there we go, and I might be able to get away with doing this as well. So just like that, there we go. If I move that off to the side though, there, we can leave that like that. I think that's actually fine. I wouldn't mind actually extruding most of this backwards as well, just so that it's bigger than it was. Also, I did need to be mirroring that, which is really annoying, so actually undo everything I've just done, and I'll redo it in a second. Okay, so I figured that was good enough. From there, I'm actually going to go ahead and grab these guys. Although, actually, I'm going to go to points really quickly. Grab this one, this one, this one, this one, and any on the bottom. There we go. And I'm going to drag those guys further this way. I then should be able to go to this. Grab these guys like this. Extrude that. There we go. Drag it backwards. And maybe send it upwards like this. So we actually have seats for these guys right here. That seems like a pretty cool idea, and I'm almost certain it's worked out actually quite nicely. Whether they would actually have seats like that, I'm not so sure, but I don't know, I think this is still quite cool. Let's drop it down a little bit so it's not quite as high, and there we go. They're still sitting there as if they can do the work. Alright, so the only thing I actually want to do now is extrude this guy this way. There we go. And I'm going to have to, like, essentially just bring this all the way down if I can, so that it is attached to the bottom side. And then I wouldn't mind actually making this skinny enough to fit somewhat on there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. At least I think it does anyway. From there, we need to actually build the gun on. So let's go ahead and extrude this again. Drag it out to the front. And I am actually going to go ahead and bring it upwards as well. So I'm going to do something along the lines of this. There we go. So far, so good. From there, we'll probably add the gun. And then we'll do other stuff from there, maybe. Alright, so this is our current situation. I've gone ahead and grabbed this guy because it makes sense to do so. This is actually a turret, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering what this was. It is actually a turret. So, we're going to be using a turret to try and make this work. How are we going to go about doing that? I'm not entirely sure just yet. But anyway, if I select all of this, I'm going to go ahead and make it skinnier. By doing this, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and make it skinnier this way as well. Okay, so now we've got a block. I then need to grab this guy. I'm going to need to rotate it around and stuff. If possible? I can't seem to do that, which is really peculiar. I don't know what's going on there, but I can't actually twist it. I can twist everything else but this. Uh-oh. Why isn't it letting me do that? No! Okay, apparently when you put it onto the actual vehicle, you can twist it? That's really strange. Anyway, there we go. We've twisted it. Actually, let's go ahead and make sure it's actually 90 degrees. There we go. We have now twisted it. I'm going to drag it upwards so it's not in there. I'm going to shove this guy into there. And then we are going to have to shove all of this onto there as well. Which is, yeah, very interesting. But I think it's fine. So, from there, we're going to go ahead and make this guy a little bit wider. There we go. I am going to extrude it again, and I'm going to drag it backwards. Like this. And I am going to make it skinnier, just like this. There we go. Okay, so far so good. I'd actually really like to have a wheel of some sort. That'd be awesome. But we're not going to add that on just yet. I do need to try and figure out how to use the rest of this. I don't know. Maybe we could actually just go ahead and add the mantlet now. But it is on its side. Okay, right, hang on. Maybe we can actually select all of this and flip it over. Oh, I thought something like that would happen. That's really annoying. I can't actually twist this all the way around, even though it should probably work. So if I did that, maybe, and then I do this. What in the world is going on there? Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. You know what? Let's just go ahead and be crazy and have our mantlet on its side. That is very weird. But I'm completely fine with doing it. Let's go ahead and make it small enough to fit on there. Yeah, I guess. Sure. I'm then going to do this so it actually does fit. There we go. Very nice. And that's good. Yeah, alright, cool. Grab these guys. I am going to move these guys upwards a little bit so it fits a bit better. And there we go. We have our mantlet on the front. Is it really weird looking? Yes, it is. Let's go ahead and drop this guy onto the side. Just so this guy can actually use it. Here we go. And I guess that's fine. Yes. Let's go ahead and shove a cannon into there as well. Don't know how big this cannon should be. It's also on its side. Interestingly enough. Right, so let's go ahead and make it small enough to fit. Let's go with a 75mm cannon. I say small enough to fit. That clearly does not fit. Uh-oh. Can I twist this? Is that a thing I can do? Oh, it is. Look at that. I can actually twist it around. Right, okay. So let's say we've got that. And I move this bit backwards. Oh, hang on. Grab the cannon itself. Yep. Push it backwards into there. Nah, you see, it's always going to be in a bad situation here. Interesting. What if we move all of it upwards? So if I grab all of this, and we do... No, why is that? I'm very confused as to why this is working the way that it's working, but that's fine. So if we go to interior, maybe. Where is it? There it is, the basket space is what we need. Move that out of the way. Grab this. Okay, so now I can move this around. Put it up there. think I need to move this guy out of the way, actually. So if I select all of this, it doesn't want to move it. It's really annoying. See, that should be doing that, yes. This shouldn't. You see? Oh, it's because that bit's the top and this bit's the bottom. Oh, I don't know what to do in this situation. I actually don't know what to do, because if I try and twist it, I don't think it's going to twist. Because it breaks, doesn't it? Yeah. What do you do in this situation? Alright, so I've managed to somewhat do this, and now the cannon should actually somewhat work, which is nice, I suppose. I'm going to go ahead and make this like 1 meter long, and I am going to make it bigger, so we're going to go with 25, and 25 right there. There we go, awesome. This one's then going to be about 1 meter as well, and I might just add a muzzle to the end of that. Honestly, I think that's probably fine. Don't know whether we should have a shield or anything like that, but maybe we should, to be fair. So, what I'm going to do is extrude this guy forwards, just a tiny touch, just like this. I'm then going to move this guy out to the side. There we go. We are mirroring, so this is good. And I'm going to block that off there. I'm then going to extrude this guy upwards. No, did that extrude? No, I don't think it did. There we go. And we're going to do this. Okay, and now that's it. I don't think I want it to be any crazier. Don't really think I want it to be any crazier than that. So, let's go ahead and give these guys some jobs, and we'll see what happens then. In fact, move that guy a bit further forward. Alright, good. So this guy is going to be the loader, if I can. Loader? Where is it? There it is. That guy's going to be the loader. This guy is pretty much going to do everything else. So traverse drive, yes. Traverse drive for that as well, yes. Laying drive operator, he doesn't actually need to do that job. And then cannon operator, yes as well. So the gun should now move. It should also aim up and down if we need it to. Oh, it's doing that thing where it's going to aim down all the time. Or up? Okay, right, I'm very confused. I mean, it looks sick, but I think that's wrong. It looks really cool, but I do think it's wrong. So if I go to the laying drive thing, which is... Oh, I don't even know how I'm going to find that. It's the box thing that we lost. Oh, no. I actually genuinely don't know where it is. There's a box like this one down here. This box. I don't know where I've left it. It should be around here somewhere, but I genuinely have no idea where it is. And push that into there. Is this it? Oh, this is it right here. Interesting. Right, push this in. Show it. Oh, we can't actually. It does have to be a part of this. Alright, very good. We'll leave that there then. Okay, so... Constraints. Its constraints are only going to be like 10 degrees and minus 10 degrees. There we go. That's literally it. Hopefully that works. Alright, go. Alright, that works. Let's go ahead and try and aim upwards if we can. Alright, that's doing down. I would like to flip the entire thing over, but I can't do that, unfortunately, so that kind of sucks. Alright, so actually, let's go ahead and give this guy a bit of a sight. That is literally what that is going to be right there. And let's connect that together as well. So this cannon is going to operate off this sight right here. So now I can aim it. Can I aim up? It's going down. I don't really understand. If I aim down, what happens? Is it then going to aim upwards? Yes. Oh, that's really frustrating, because this actually looks kind of cool. I've got an idea. Whether it'll work or not, I'm not so sure. But let's go and do this. Right, now everything's upside down and everything's on the wrong side. We'll then move it this way. Somewhat towards the center, and let's see what happens now. So if I want to aim up, it still aims down. Okay, I don't know whether that's glitching out or what. I'm not sure what's happening there. But we're going to go ahead and leave the gun as is, and hopefully it'll be somewhat okay. Let's go ahead and give it some rounds. Okay, so we might as well put the rounds in the center of these two guys. So let's go ahead and shove these rounds actually back here. Obviously, a shot to the back will destroy us, but that's not really something I'm too worried about right now. There we go. I'm going to shove these guys right here, and I might actually build some like boxes around them, because I do think that would be kind of cool. So what if we tried to put them in here? Would that be strange if I like put them inside some boxes like that? To me that seems pretty cool, but I don't know what you guys will think, because then we've actually got the rounds inside the boxes. That's pretty awesome. And then this right here is what the actual tank looks like. Honestly, I do think this is still pretty cool, no matter whether the gun aims up or down properly or not. I think that's just a little bit glitchy, as the game is still obviously in version 0.2, and this is still like an alpha version of this sort of build process. Anyway, what I think we do is we actually leave that a lot like that. I'm gonna go ahead and add some fenders, add a few more details, and we'll see what it looks like in the end. And there we go. So I've added fenders. Not that they look amazing, but I do think they look better with them than without. So I'm going to go ahead and keep those. I am going to try and shove this onto here. Whether it'll work or not, I'm not so sure. But if I do this, then I guess it has somewhat worked. Yeah. I'm going to actually extend that a lot further, and then I'm going to drop this backwards into there. Because, yeah, there was a bit of a hole right here, and I don't like that. So, there we go. This is our situation. We have ourselves a driver, we have ourselves a gunner crew, and we now have paint, which is nice. However, the issue with the paint in this game at the moment is that the interior bits, which are all these bits that are grey, don't actually get painted as well as the outside bits, if that makes sense. So they all remain grey, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, I actually really like this design. I think it's kind of cool. I do think I could do it better, especially with a cannon that actually, like, folds the right way. I'd have to figure that out myself. But, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it. I actually kind of like the fact that the shield isn't even that big. You can obviously still see their feet, and most of them, to be fair. But, yeah, it's better than what could have happened, where there was no shield and there was just a gun. So yeah, I think we're going to leave it like this. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed whatever the heck this was, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.